Welcome to the deep dive. If the rising tide of crypto hacks and these really clever scams we're seeing in 2025 tells us anything, it's that securing your digital assets isn't just nice to have anymore, it's critical. That's why today we're zeroing in on what most people consider the gold standard for crypto security, cold wallets.
Exactly. I mean, in this hyper-connected world,
Yeah,
the threats are just getting more sophisticated,
right.
right? And that's where cold storage really shines. We're talking about actual physical devices. Their
Yeah.
whole job is keeping your private keys completely offline, totally separate from anything connected to the internet. Think of it like a digital Fort Knox. No online doors.
Precisely. So whether you're holding crypto long term or you've got a, significant amount, a cold wallet isn't just smart, it feels almost essential now. So our mission today is to really dig into some of the best cold wallet options out there in 2025. We want to help you understand what's available and how they can really be your best defense. Okay, so where should we start? How about one of the biggest names? Ledger.
Ledger. Yeah, definitely a leader. They've really cemented their place in secure storage. They have a few devices, but the Nano X and Nano S Plus are probably the ones you hear about most.
Mm.
What's really key is their security approach. It's layered. You've got strong encryption, obviously. Makes it incredibly hard to get at the data even if someone physically had the device.
Right.
Then there's the secure element chip that's like a specialized tamper-resistant chip just for protecting sensitive stuff like your keys. And of course, the basic PIN code you need to access it.
Right. But it's not just the physical gadget, is it? They have the Ledger Live app, too. And that seems like more than just a balance checker.
Oh, absolutely. Ledger Live is pretty much your command center. You can track your whole portfolio, manage lots of different coins, even do things like staking. But here's the crucial part. All that happens while your private keys stay locked away safely on the offline device. It's about giving you a user-friendly experience without cutting corners on the core security.
Okay, but the Nano X, it has Bluetooth. Now, for some people, wireless and security, that might, raise an eyebrow. How do they handle that?
That's a fair point, and one people definitely ask about. Ledger's way of doing it is by encrypting the Bluetooth communication itself. So even when it's talking to your phone or computer wirelessly, the private keys never actually leave that secure chip on the hardware wallet. It's a thoughtful way to add convenience, for managing assets on the move. It makes Ledger pretty versatile, really. Good for beginners with the app, but also suits experienced users who want that mobility but still demand security.
All right, good explanation. Let's pivot to another major player then. Trezor, they've been around a long time too, built a solid reputation.
Indeed. Trezor's another top brand. And I think their main calling card has always been the open source firmware. That transparency means anyone, basically, the whole security community, can look at their code. The theory is that leads to, well, potentially more robust security because mistakes get found faster, builds trust. Their Model T is interesting, too, with the touchscreen. You interact directly on the device screen for confirmations and stuff. That minimizes needing to trust the computer it's plugged into, which could be compromised.
And Trezor has that Shamir backup feature. That sounds pretty advanced. How does that boost security?
Shamir backup. Yeah, it's quite clever. It takes recovery seed security up a notch. Instead of just one standard 12 or 24-word phrase, Shamir lets you split that seed into multiple shares, like separate pieces, and you decide how many shares are needed to get back into your wallet. So maybe you create, say, 5 shares, but you set it so you only need any 3 of them to recover everything.
Okay, like splitting a key into pieces.
Exactly, like a puzzle. Instead of one master key, you have several pieces. Lose one piece. Doesn't matter, as long as you have enough of the others. It dramatically reduces the risk if one share gets lost, stolen, or destroyed. It tackles that single point of failure problem head on.
That is a smart way to handle redundancy. Very interesting. Okay, let's talk Descent. They seem to bring something pretty unique to the table.
Yes. Descent's big thing is the biometric authentication, the fingerprint scanner. For a lot of people, that feels very natural, very intuitive, an extra layer beyond just the pin on, your actual fingerprint. And they managed to add that without sacrificing convenience, which is notable. Descent wallets also have Bluetooth, so you get that easy mobile access for like daily management. But again, the key stays secure on the device itself. It does bring up an interesting point for you to consider.
Yeah.
How much do you value that biometric convenience compared to just a PIN?
Yeah, that's definitely a personal preference factor. Good point. Now, BC Vault, their approach to cold storage sounds a bit different again.
That's right. BC Vault has a distinctive method using encrypted backups on microSD cards. This seems particularly geared towards people storing, well, really significant amounts of crypto. People who want multiple physically separate encrypted backups of their wallet data. What's really interesting is how they encrypt. Each wallet you create on the device gets its own separate encryption. So let's say one backup micro SD card was somehow compromised hypothetically. It wouldn't expose your other wallets on the same device. That kind of compartmentalization is a big plus for, experienced users really focused on granular security control.
Wow. Okay. That does sound exceptionally secure, especially if you're managing a lot of different assets. Let's shift gears to Tangem. Their approach seems, well, simpler.
Tangem is definitely going for a streamlined experience. They use these NFC-enabled smart cards. Think credit card sized, pretty tough, easy to carry around or store. The whole idea is simplicity. You tap the card to your phone using NFC to interact. Now, they might not have all the bells and whistles, the really advanced features of some of the pricier wallets we've discussed, but that straightforward design, plus being more affordable, makes them quite appealing for newcomers maybe, or for people with smaller holdings who like that tangible, card-like feel. Which brings up another key question for you, the listener. What's your comfort level with technical complexity when it comes to security?
That's a crucial question. It really underscores that there's no single best wallet for everyone, is there? So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into some of the top cold wallets for 2025, what are the main things someone should be weighing up when they're trying to choose?
Yeah, it really boils down to your specific situation. Security features are number one, obviously. Ledger and Trezor are, very strong contenders there, especially for larger amounts, given their feature sets and track records. Then you have Descent with that biometric angle, which adds a different kind of convenience and security layer some will really like. BC Vault is that high security option for serious holders prioritizing those encrypted separate backups, really for the advanced user perhaps. And Tangem offers that simplicity, the portability, the affordability. Great entry point for some.
And we touched on NOW nodes briefly. How does that piece fit into managing crypto securely?
Right. So cold wallets secure your keys offline. NOW nodes comes in when you actually need to interact with the blockchain itself. It basically provides a reliable, direct connection to blockchain nodes. This can mean better integrations, more stable data access, maybe more control over your transactions, whether you're just managing your own crypto or running bigger crypto projects. It's about a solid connection to the network.
Okay, got it. So, thinking ahead, with hacking methods constantly getting more sophisticated, it does make you wonder, right? Beyond these current cold wallets, what's next? What other kinds of innovative security might we see coming down the line for crypto storage? Maybe completely new ways of thinking about securing digital assets.
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It just highlights how fast this space is moving. The cat and mouse game between attackers and defenders is constantly pushing innovation on both sides. We'll definitely see new things emerge.
Well, thanks for digging into all that with us today. We really hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture of the cold crypto wallet landscape.
Definitely. Just remember to think carefully about your own needs, how much crypto you have, what features matter most to you, your comfort level with the tech when you make your choice.
And that wraps up our deep dive for today. We're committed to bringing you clear, insightful looks at complex topics. So please join us next time as we explore another subject in depth.